So I guess it was only a matter of time as to when I'd start appearing in these types of videos, but I'm happy to be here regardless. I'm Platinum Rhythm, but you can also call me Brandon. Some of you guys may know me from BJ's own live streams, and on occasion he'll sometimes show up on my live streams as well on Twitch. Funnily enough, we figured that my first appearance in a What If moveset video like this would be for a Smash character, but it looks like I'll be covering a Unite moveset instead. And today, we figured that if I was going to be covering any Pokemon, it'd have to be one of my personal all-time favorites. Scizor, the pincer Pokemon! A bug and steel type Pokemon first discovered in the Johto region. When you think of the top players in the bug type family, Scizor is always at the top of the list. Its body, being as hard as steel, allows it to fight for long periods of time unfazed, using its powerful pincers as its main weapon. Those claws obviously aren't just for show. They're strong enough to crush most things to pieces, and can be used to intimidate its prey by waving them around. If you don't want to get smashed by one of those massive pincers, you'd better run the other way if this red armored monster recognizes you as its target. And things certainly won't be any different if Scizor were to ever make its way to Pokémon Unite. That being said, how about we take a good look at just what Scizor could do? I could see Scizor best suited to the all-rounder role. Hitting hard, taking hits, and being pretty great at getting around. It's about as average as you can get, honestly. Though it totally would have been a speedster if it stayed as a Scyther, but that's not the case now, is it? Though of course, you will start off every match as Scyther, with level 5 being the moment you become Scizor. Scizor's ability can be Technician. This will make it so that attacks dealt from Scizor will have a higher chance to be critical if they deal a certain amount of damage under a specific threshold. If we're putting this in simpler terms, weaker attacks are more likely to deal critical damage. This threshold increases with each level up, allowing weaker attacks to still hit hard even as it grows stronger. Technician also makes it so that every one of Scizor's offensive moves will have a crit chance. This actually creates an interesting scenario for this Pokemon, since giving it items that would increase its damage output might actually make it weaker than it should be. That said, allowing Scizor to rely more on defensive items should really complement its already scary offensive capabilities. So, those of you that are fully aware of Scizor's capabilities know full well that Scizor is a physical sweeping monster, and that would be no different for Unite, having a 3-hit melee basic attack with a boosted attack that places a Tenderize status on all opposing Pokemon that it hits. Tenderized Pokemon take more damage from critical hits, making Technician even scarier. One of its starting moves that it can use as Scyther can be Wing Attack. This has it dash forward while its wings are outstretched. This move actually has 3 sweet spots on it, the first being in the center of its body, and any Pokemon dead center of Scyther's dash will get shoved along with it. The other 2 sweet spots are on the tips of its wings. Opponents hit by either wing won't be shoved, just grazed, but they'll take even more damage than if they were hit by the center. It is worth noting, under most circumstances, that even the increased damage done by the wings is still under the threshold to activate Technician. Its other starting move can be Air Slash. This has Scyther surround its sides with wind, changing its melee basic attack into a temporary ranged basic attack, throwing wind blades at opponents. It's also worth noting that the properties of the Air Slash's basic strikes are the same as its melee strikes, and if opponents are too close to Scyther, it'll default to using its normal melee attacks instead of its ranged ones. Now, once Scyther evolves into Scizor at level 5, that's when it can replace Wing Attack with its first option of moves. Your first choice to give to Scizor can be a move that it's well known for using: Bullet Punch! Using Bullet Punch has Scizor do a quick dash forward, which by itself does nothing. But if you dash into any opposing Pokemon, Scizor will immediately halt and start barraging those Pokemon with a rapid flurry of weak punches, after which it ends the attack with a Claw Snap that pulls opponents closer to it, making it difficult to get away. If Scizor can land every single punch on top of the Claw Snap onto a Pokemon, then they'll be briefly stunned after being pulled in. And when Bullet Punch is upgraded to level 10, it gains 2 new effects. The cooldown of the move becomes halved if you use the dash, but don't run into any Pokemon to initiate the punching. The upgrade also adds additional punches to the barrage, allowing it to deal way more damage, which when combined with Technician, you know is gonna hurt. Its other level 5 move can be X-Scissor. This will work as a kind of alternative opposite to Bullet Punch. Scizor once again dashes forward, but this time while doing a crossing slash attack which it completes at the end of the dash. Opponents in its way will be shoved along, taking constant chip damage, then pushed further away at the end of the dash once Scizor completes the cross slash, which deals a stronger blow to their health. And when upgraded at level 10, it simply lowers the natural cooldown of the move. So, both Bullet Punch and X-Scissor are great engaging options, but whereas Bullet Punch is better for keeping opponents in place to prolong fights, X-Scissor is great for repositioning opponents, making it a decent crowd control option. Scizor hitting level 7 is when it can replace Air Slash, and the first move you can replace it with is actually an upgraded version of it, Razor Wind. This has Scizor surround its whole body with Wind Blades, which, just like Air Slash, replaces Scizor's melee basic attack with a ranged one, firing powerful razor-sharp Wind Blades at opponents. And just like with Air Slash, Scizor will just use its normal basic attack if an opponent gets within melee range. But that's where the similarities end. Even while using its melee attack, if there are other opponents within range of Razor Wind, Air Blades will veer off on their own to attack those other opponents, allowing Scizor to chip away at other targets even if it's busy with someone in its face. That said, folks will want to think twice before getting close to a Razor Wind Scizor anyway, because opponents in its melee range will also take constant chip damage from the blades circling around Scizor's body. So whether you're far or up close, Razor Wind is dangerous. Oh, did I forget to mention that it has a naturally higher chance to crit than its other moves? Because it does. And when it's upgraded at level 13, the move now lasts for a little longer before the wind peters out. And the wind now also grants Scizor a small shield. It's like my man is actually using Aroga. Now if you think Razor Wind is scary, I haven't even told you about its other move, Swords Dance. This has Scizor do an invigorating dance that temporarily increases the damage of its critical hits. Yep, it's a built-in scope lens. And since you can stack this with the scope lens item itself, oh, the pain! That's not all it does though. Using Swords Dance does make Scizor unstoppable during the actual dance, so it can't be interrupted. And if you happen to use it while opponents are adjacent to you, they become targeted. The next attack, no matter who it comes from or what attack it is, that lands on a targeted Pokemon is guaranteed to be critical. There are two exceptions to this though, and that's for Bullet Punch and X-Scissor. In those cases, only the Claw Snap from Bullet Punch and the Pushing Strike from X-Scissor will be what procs the guaranteed crit. The smaller strikes from those moves won't. And when Swords Dance is upgraded at level 13, this makes it so that every critical hit landed will reduce the cooldown of this move in small increments per crit. And since you more often than not will be landing lots of crits with this stupid strong bug, I think you get the idea. So yeah, this absolute monster of a Pokemon is a powerful frontline fighter that can deal a lot of damage in a short amount of time. Make use of those crits, and Scizor will be painting the field to match its armor. For Scizor's Unite move learned at level 9. Okay, so BJ and I actually had two different ideas for this one, so you know what? Let's just talk about them both. For my idea, I call it Iron Meteor Assault. This can have Scizor automatically target a single foe, uppercut them into the air, then follow up with a large barrage of attacks. After which, it finishes off that opponent by striking them with a powerful blow that drags them back to the ground like a meteor. Not unlike Serena's Unite move, this allows Scizor to single out a potential threat, and then take them out before they can cause any substantial problems. Unlike Serena's though, every blow dealt has a high chance to deal critical damage. Now for BJ's idea, he calls it Intimidation Claw. This could have Scizor hold up its claws to intimidate all opposing Pokemon in front of it within a certain range, stunning them in place. After which, Scizor dashes ahead at blinding speed to perform a single powerful strike to all Pokemon within the initial area of effect, making it an excellent assassination move. And again, this strike has a high chance to deal critical damage. So you can pick whichever one is your favorite. Krashy actually brought up an idea as well that both could potentially be used if Unite ever decided to let Pokemon have multiple Unite moves and let you choose which one you want to use per battle, just like you do your normal moves. But what do you guys think? What other types of Unite moves could other Pokemon have if they could be allowed more than one? Food for thought. And that does it for What If Scizor was in Pokémon Unite. So, if you have any Holowear ideas for Scizor, any of the previous Pokemon that BJ's made Unite movesets for, or even any Pokemon that's currently playable in Unite, share your ideas in the comments. Or if you want to make artwork for your ideas, share them on Twitter with the hashtag #WhatIfUnite. I know he'd love to see them, and I also know that he'd be more than happy to show off your artwork in the next episode. Though, be sure to put your signature on them. In which case, if you enjoyed what you saw and would like to see even more Pokemon be given possible movesets, be sure to subscribe to BJ's channel. Also, be sure to go check out Krashy's channel. He's been a big help in developing these movesets, and he's great with helping others improve their skills in Pokemon Unite. So definitely look him up if you want to increase your win rate. And, I don't know, maybe you could check out my stuff as well? I stream often on Twitch with my girlfriend Silica Art, and you'll sometimes catch BJ streaming with us as well. The Twitch name is Resonant Hearts, so please come check us out if you're interested. And of course, if you have a character that you'd like to see be given a possible Unite or Smash moveset, leave a comment down below or contact BJ on Twitter at BrawlFan1 on Twit. You could also maybe follow my Twitter as well, at Platinum Rhythm. I don't know, just a thought. But with all that said, I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, thank you so much for watching.